And good morning. I'm GP, otherwise known as Grandad Pete from Pierre. I used to be known as well, big lad. I just want to say hello, and this is me just talking about my first year with multiple myeloma. How I feel, the effects of it. I may press pause occasionally, gets emotional sometimes. But yes, let's see, where do I start? Well, first, this is my little workstation. I keep looking at me, watching me. I haven't done webcam work for a long time, and then that was with work where we used to interview. We record interviews with customers, not interviews with anyone else or any other sort of filming, shall we say. Yeah. Oh, and I will say, sorry, hang on, which side? That side first. We'll go that side. D&D stuff, D&D stuff, D&D stuff in the cupboard. And then we go that side. That's my D&D table. That's my little homemade wagon. My breathing stuff. That's a mirror. And that's a wall. That little red thing just over my head is sort of like one of those ding 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 bells, because I like the sound of that. Anyway, about a year ago, well, in March last year to be precise, I was feeling really crappy, dehydrated, tired, ill as sin. So I got in touch with the doctors. Well, the lovely Mrs. GP did. She's truly amazing. And the doctor went, okay, blood tests, ultrasound, see what's going on, see if there's anything weird we need to look at. I think they were looking at diabetes or kidney stones or something. Yeah, well, that would have been quite easy, I suppose. But no. I had my blood test on the Tuesday, the ultrasound on the Wednesday. On the Thursday, I get a call that I've got an appointment on Friday oh no, it was on the Wednesday. I got the call, and I was had a meeting on the Thursday, I think it was, over at one of our local hospitals with a haematologist and a kidney specialist. So my kidney function has gone down to 14%, because what happens is the myeloma, which is a cancer of the bones. Normally, it's actually, that's where it is with me. It's in the marrow. It's all about blood production and everything. Oh look, there's Heidi. He's up with her mum. Anyway, yeah, kidney function went down to 14% because this myeloma. That's what I'm saying. The proteins it produces are broken proteins, effectively, and they were just gumming up my kidneys because I wasn't drinking enough. So, yeah, emotional time. So I went into hospital, and they went, well, you got. I said, I did say, I plan to live till I'm 100. Yeah, not going to happen. Yeah, it just went multiple myeloma. Prognosis 5 to 10 years. So obviously now 4 to 9. My kidney function was, well, I had to be flushed out basically. So I was in hospital the next day overnight, which is where they pumped me full of 10 litres of fluids, which I've never weed so much in all my life. Went through about 40 plus of these little wee pots that they give you. They were everywhere. They couldn't keep up with me, to be honest, which is humorous and yet sad. But the next day, kidneys were flushed out. And then after that, I had to drink 4 litres of fluids a day, not teas or coffees, because they're diuretics. So, yeah, want the water to sort of stay in your system to flush. So I was drinking 4 litres. I'm very pleased to say I'm now on 3 litres a day, which I now find quite easy after that sort of length of time. But the week after that, I was into our local unit and receiving my treatment and the chemo. And I just cannot fault our local NHS. If we were in other countries, it would cost so much money. I believe my chemo is in. Generally, it's like my chemo treatment is like a house, I think, which just is amazing what you can get and how they work and how they help you. And a huge thank you to everyone in the NHS. I've not met anyone that I wouldn't welcome into my house. They are helpful, kind, considerate, just amazing. Anyway, I went in for my treatment, and I do look at the fact that my treatment, I'm quite lucky, I suppose, in my treatment, in the fact that my treatment is, my regime was I had 6 cycles. Each cycle was made up of 3 weeks. In each 3 weeks, I'd have a blood test on the Monday. I'd have my chemo on the Tuesday and the Friday. That would go for 2 weeks. Then I'd have a week off, and I'd do it again. Take steroids and everything during that time, but steroids work apparently with the treatment to help it fight myeloma. Now, when I went in, the measurements that they used just a measurement of, if you like, the bad stuff, and then they do a ratio. So my bad stuff was at 49,000, which apparently is really quite high, and my ratio was 4,900. And after the treatment, that had gone down to 39 as the bad proteins measurement. And at December, it was 33. I'm just waiting on the results of my latest one. And we'll see how that goes. You know, if it's going back up again, then I'm going to have to go back in for treatment again. And if it's not, I get another 3 months off, which would be amazing. 3 months. That would just be through the summer and that sort of thing. And I am lucky in the fact that my treatment, dementia takes an hour. When I go for treatment, blood tests, 20 minutes. But the treatment is, it's sort of like half an hour waiting for a chair to be free. 15 minutes for the stuff that's chemo treatment to warm up because it's in a fridge. And then it's an injection in my stomach, and then I'm off. And that's what I mean. I'm really lucky because there are people up there who are 2-3 times a week, 6-7 hours a day. And it's like, at least I can do other stuff while it's happening. It's just a couple of hours every day, including travel and that sort of thing. So anyway, so I had the treatment, and it's very lucky. And side effect wise, chemo treatment is basically a very strong poison that is put into your system, and it's targeted specifically against the cancer you have, but obviously it has other effects. With me, I had some very strange effects. My hair became really soft and baby-like, and it's really hard to cut because it just goes no. Except here and here, as you can see. Yeah, they need a trim, don't they? Look at that. Dear Lord. Anyway, my skin became quite dry. That's not so bad. A touch of athlete's foot I had was cured. There you go. Weird cure. What else did I have? Now I have neuropathy, which is, it's like nerve damage, and that's on my fingers, thumb, both hands, and from, if you like, the halfway up the ball of my foot to my toes are tingly or numb. So my hands are really always cold. So if on video I go, no, I've got to stop for a while. If the neuropathy gets a bit too much, I really like blocks of ice, and I've got some nice things to warm them up, not just a cup of coffee. But sorry, that's Heidi again. You can just hear someone outside. Poor old Mrs. GP's at the window. But walking is difficult. wasn't that long ago. Well, I was hoovering, and I was trying to put the hoover away, and I thought the cable was caught on something. I was standing on it, and I couldn't feel that I was standing on it. So walking is, I would say it's not precarious, but I have to watch where I walk because I've had a few tumbles because anything uneven and my ankles just go ka-chung. So anyway, so that's myelopathy. And then on top of that, I think the other thing, the worst part I suppose, is the lethargy, which was up until after a couple of months. And then it just sort of bang, it just hits you like a train. And I made the real mistake of thinking, lethargy, you can just exercise your way out of it. No, you can't. In fact, now they've even proved that, and they've done studies. But I tried it, and then I had to have a week in bed because I just exhausted. And it's not tiredness. I mean, if you have lethargy, you would understand it's different from tiredness. Very strange. And the longer my treatment is on hold, more likely I'll get a little bit of mobility back because, yeah, I don't get much. I don't have a lot of mobility anymore. Sitting here is not too bad, but after about an hour, I have to get up and then go and sit on the settee. Put my legs up, just rest. It's insane. I'd love to do some streaming on my channel, but yeah, that's just never going to happen. There aren't many people who are going to watch a stream then they go, I'm going to put you on hold for a minute. Well, it's going to be an hour, hour and a half. I'll be back. See you later. So, with the lethargy. And there's things like as well, my beautiful wife. Okay, we're back. Oof. Yeah, she has been. I mean, it's not like she has to sort of clean my backside or anything like that, you know. But she's been amazing. Sorting stuff out. She goes, nope, that's not good enough. And she didn't like watching me walk upstairs just on all my hands and feet because I couldn't manage the stairs. So she made phone calls, and she's had a handrail installed, which you have lethargy or any of those sorts of things. God, that is so amazing because you can sort of pull yourself and it's get a handrail put in. It's absolutely amazing. I've got a chair as well, so that between sort of here and just over that way, about 8 feet away, is my settee where I sit. And then the kitchen is about 18 feet round the corner, but there's a chair between here and there. So if I'm on my way and I just go, no, it's a bit too far, I can just sit down for 5 minutes. And I have to say, again, with lethargy, the thing that has saved me is planning, organisation. It's just, and you do things in little tiny snippets. Don't do it all at one go because you'll be in bed for 3 days. And it's just not really very good. However, every day is a new day, and it is a new day, and still got, hopefully, touch wood, got wooden days, many, many more days left. And if I don't, hey, you know, do I have any regrets? Honestly, no. I mean, the lovely Mrs. GP said as well, what about your bucket list? No, I'm actually I'm really content with my life. I've had a good life. So whenever it does end, I've done lots of good stuff. I've helped people. I've made differences. I think that's One of my very, very old customers. Back again. One of my very, very old customers once said, you don't measure success by money or property or anything like that, possessions. It's by how many lives you touch. Yeah, I like to think that life's been successful. So, but positives. I wanted to do this for a year with myeloma so I can see what do I look like now, and in years to come, how am I doing? Because it's like a message to me and anyone who wants to watch. And I have to say, like a lot of stuff I do this for me. No. And we're back again, and that is really bugging me, that one. I'm gonna have anyway. What I was saying, oh, the other thing as well is memory is sometimes a bit on the sketchy side. I've got a lovely watch. Got it when I retired from work. And that's not because work bought it for me, it's because I bought it for myself. But unfortunately, it's got the date on it. I can't see it, it's too small. So now I've got a lovely watch, and it tells me what the day is and what the date is and the time. So now I can look and go, oh yeah. And there are times when I go, not Monday, is it? What happened to Sunday? Just don't know. So I think it probably doesn't help that I've been sort of isolating. I mean, my lovely wife, because I've got a bad chest. So for me, COVID, especially the bad COVID, bad, all of them are bad, but the original ones, the starting ones, would have been killers for me because of my COPD, my bronchiectasis. So I've been isolating for years. So when I get the chance to talk to someone, I'm slightly out of focus. Focus. There it is. There it is. It figured out I was out of focus. So and this is what I mean as well. Tangents. Look how long my eyelashes. Oh. Anyway, should probably have that down a bit lower. Maybe there. Still doesn't make a lot of difference, does it really? But it's nice to talk. So there will be times when Heidi is with us. I'll put her on the cam. She's there. If she's decided she's going to foxtrot Oscar somewhere else, you'll have to put up with my ugly mug because, well, I've invested in that. But for me, who's a tightwad, it was quite expensive. Although I do say I'm a tightwad. I've got D&D stuff from the 70s. Yeah, I've got loads of it. And there's a question for you. You know, I don't know. Put a note in the comment if you're interested, if you want to. I'd love to hear anything. But when you have a hobby that's as been obsessive as it has been with me and D&D, and not really for Mrs. GP, she's into home crafts and all those sorts of things. In fact, she's just been making some rather lovely resin letters that she's taken pictures of and spelled lots of rude words with them. Bless her. But what do you do with all your stuff? I mean, well, not always, but I'm trying to declutter, make life easier. But what do you do with it all? I've got books. And people don't use the old books so much anymore. It's all about put it on your iPad, your Kindle, those sorts of things. Anyway, this is about myeloma. Sorry. Right. Anything else? Message to me for the future. Hang in there. Yeah. You know what? Every day is a new day. And the lovely, who is, she's my rock. She's amazing. without her, I couldn't have done most of what I've had to go through. I couldn't. It's just, she's been amazing. So, thank you. Emotional time. Anything else? I don't think so. Bare my soul. Yeah. So I think, as I've mentioned, as I've got a cam now, it'll either be Heidi or you'll have to put up with me. But you know, it's just, I just want to say thank you. Just to anyone who wants to listen, really. So, as always, between now and the next vid, whenever it might be, maybe, I hope. Keep safe, be well. And as always, if you aren't feeling very well, I really do hope you feel the best you can as soon as possible. All right. Ta-da. Here comes Heidi. Take care all. See you soon. Bye-bye.